Alright YouTube, we are back of course talking about FF7. So Rebirth got an update today for the first time in quite a long time, specifically the PC version. So looking on SteamDB, the last update we got for the game was March 6th of this year, so almost 8 months ago. And I believe it's been since December of last year that we got the last update for the game on console, so just kind of in general, it's been a while since we got an update for Rebirth. So I'll read some of these tweets here. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has been updated on both Steam and Epic Games Store. Bug fixes and functional and stability improvements, that's a weird sentence. Added DLSS multi-frame generation support. Improvements to overall game stability, including some bug fixes. So they made sure to tell us that there was bug fixes twice. I obviously don't play the game on PC, so I don't know if there's that many bugs in the PC version of Rebirth that they need to address it twice. Hamaguchi himself, the director of Rebirth, of course, gives us a little more in-depth of a breakdown of this update. He says, a new update for the PC version of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is now live. We've added DLSS 4 with multi-frame generation and DLSS frame generation. On top of that, DLSS Super Resolution has been upgraded to NVIDIA's newest Transformer AI model. The visual experience has evolved once again. I hope you'll give it a try and feel the difference for yourself. So yet again, console gamer, I don't know what any of that shit means, but from what I've seen people say, like, it's a pretty good update. Like, visually, the game looks pretty damn good. Also, because of the frame generation stuff, like, it performs very, very well now, too. Also, when it comes to the download side of this update, I've seen a couple of different things going on Reddit. I've seen people talk about it being like a 20 gigabyte update. That seems to be the most common. But I've seen somebody else mention there's like a 29 gigabyte update. I think maybe on Epic and the 20 gigabytes on Steam, potentially. But also, some people have to, like, download the game entirely again. I'm not entirely sure what causes all that shit. I have no idea, dude. Maybe it's just based on, like, your own PC or some shit. But regardless, you're looking at either, like, a 20-something gigabyte update or you're, I guess, reinstalling the whole game again. I don't fucking know. Either way, it's cool to see that they're still updating the game, right? We're creeping up on Rebirth being 2 years old, and they're still updating it. It's been a while, like we talked about towards the beginning, right? It's been like 8 months, I think. Almost a year on console since we got an update for the game. But at least they are still putting out updates eventually. It does suck that Rebirth has to be updated as often as it does, because, like, Remake, at least on PS4, didn't really get many updates. Like, I think it had, like, one for, like, years and years and years or some shit, right? And then, like, on PS5, I don't know if the PS5 version, because I didn't get it right away, like, how many updates that might have had for Remake. But, like, Rebirth itself has had, you know, quite a handful of updates over the last almost 2 years. And overall, as I've always said, like, Rebirth, I think, is a better game than Remake, but it definitely has, like, certain problems that Remake didn't have. Like, the lighting issues are insane in Rebirth, right? Where it's too dark in some areas and far too fucking bright in some areas. The character models, obviously, like, the characters' faces, for sure, like, some areas or some angles that just are fucking haunting compared. Some of it can be forgiven a bit just because the jump from Remake to Rebirth, like, the scope of the second game was just completely massive compared to Remake, right? It's a lot easier to make, like, highly detailed characters given what Remake was. But hopefully going into the third game, they kind of lock that in a little bit, because the lighting is a big problem. Like, there's times where I want to do, like, some fucking screenshots or whatever, right? Some picture mode shit, and you just can't, depending on what the area is. Nothing that looks good anyways. As for the next console update, I don't know when that's going to be specifically. I do know that we're supposed to get the streamlined progression shit that we're seeing on Xbox and Switch 2 for Remake on PS5 at some point, and probably on PC as well at some point. And then I'm sure they want to add the streamlined progression shit on Rebirth. Maybe whenever, like, Rebirth comes, like, Xbox and Switch 2 and shit, maybe they'll probably add that to that version of the game, then maybe retroactively add it to the PS5 version where you can have all the enhancements and God mode stuff or whatever. But as far as I know, that's, like, the only other update coming down the pipeline for the console version. I don't know if there's any other plans to, like, fix lighting or game performance stuff. No idea. Pretty much it for the video, my dude. Just kind of like a quicker, smaller update, I guess you could call it. It's kind of nice to have something to talk about that's not just Hamaguchi interviews all the time. Those are great, and we do get some cool stuff occasionally from those, but it's like, need something a little more substantial sometimes, so it's nice to have something to discuss, I guess. Speaking of substantial, we're actually exactly 5 weeks away right now from the Game Awards, which is where we're all kind of expecting something, right? Hamaguchi's been hyping this shit up for a couple of months now, like all of September, all of October, into November, talking about, you know, in the not too distant future, something for Part 3. So it's like, we're all expecting Game Awards, and that's very, very soon. God damn it. We might finally get to see Part 3. Get some actual Part 3 stuff, get our first look at the game potentially, get us a fucking title, get us something, please, dear God. Anyways, though, that is the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @SaberYT. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Low Gain, or leave it like Cobain.